Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let's take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day.
Hi, I'm Jessa Jeremiah.
I'm Justin Riley. Welcome to Wisconsin Family. I hope you stick around today because we have a really great show. We are on location at J&K Security Solutions, their model smart home on South Park Street. And it's just such a cool place. It's kind of tucked back in behind some buildings. It's not quite out in the open, but it's a really cool place.
It sure is. Well, boy, I feel safe and secure in this building. They have all the gadgets and all the
Yes, they
gizmos
do.
and all the best security, so
Yeah.
it's almost like a bunker.
I suppose you could think of it that way, sure.
The J&K bunker.
We're safe in case the apocalypse happens,
That's right.
so that's good.
We sure are. Boy, but we're going to talk about some other great topics as well. You know, we talk about health in the new year. So many people make New Year's resolutions, but there's a great way to incorporate 5 essentials, including chiropractic care. We're going to talk to Dr. Pat Anderson from Maximize Living about some essential things you can do for your health. Really important stuff.
Yeah, holistic type of things too that are really
Absolutely.
great. And we'll also be joined by Emily Ruzicka from Dog Days Grooming and Care. She'll talk to us about some of the specials that they've got coming up at Dog Days and why it's important to socialize your canine companion.
Yes, and the VID specials, Justin came up with that. Very important dog, right?
Yep, VID specials. Yeah, VIP, VID.
Yes,
So, yeah.
coining new terms every
Yeah.
day here on Wisconsin Family. We look forward to that. It's all going to be right here next on Wisconsin Family.
'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. Here we are at J&K Security Solutions Model Smart Home on South Park Street in Madison.
Yes,
Cool
we are.
place. Cool
It is
place.
a great place. We are enjoying ourselves, relaxing. We might watch a movie later, eat some popcorn.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They got a huge theater in the back. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
You can stay for that, Emma.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Emily Ruzicka from Dog Days Grooming and Care joins us now. Emily, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you today, Justin and Jessa?
Excellent.
Excellent.
It's always good to see you. It's feel like it's been a long time since I've
It's
seen
been a
you.
while, I know. Thanks
Yeah.
for having me back.
You bring an energy to
Oh,
the show.
good.
We
Well,
enjoy
great.
it.
Thank
yeah.
you.
So do you guys have any specials? I mean, obviously we're kind of in the middle of winter here, but do you guys have any specials going on at Dog Days Grooming and Care?
We do. So there's 2 specials going on right now. 10% off on a package called Bath Brush Nail Trim, which is what it sounds like. You get your dog a very good brush out, their nails trimmed, and a good bath and a good blow dry afterward, which is really feels good in the wintertime, just stepped out of the salon feeling. And then there's another special going on with our wonderful boarding, including the dog park, all of that socialization, all the way through the end of March, which I believe many schools have spring break during that time. So if you're traveling and you want your doggy to have a vacation away from home as well, call Dog Days.
Or if you're not traveling and you want your doggy to have a vacation
Yeah.
away from home.
Yeah, if you have a staycation and you want it without dog
Right.
can have its own vacation at Dog
There you go.
Days.
There you go. Back to the bath brush nail trim.
Yes.
This sounds like something I need. I could use this.
I was going to say, this
Yeah.
is for the dog?
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about that. Compared to grooming, what kind of would be the difference there?
Sure. So oftentimes people who have long-haired dogs or dogs with many different styles of coats or needing shaping or whatever think, oh, my dog needs grooming. But there's all kinds of dogs who do many types of shedding. One is called blowing your coat, which means they're changing their coat for the season. You'd think that would happen like only this summer. Actually, it's happening right now to get ready for the spring and summer season.
Wow.
So you're going to see certain breeds of dogs just shedding like crazy, and they're getting rid of an insulating layer and getting ready for a different layer or a different style of hair for a different season. So if
They're
you see
so
that,
fashionable.
I know, right? No costume change for every season.
I don't even do that.
So anyways, our wonderful groomers will take care of just using what's called an undercoat brush, getting rid of that under layer, which is the stuff you're going to see
Right.
shedding all over the place, and then a good, bubble bath scrub with some good shampoos, all natural stuff, a blow dry, which gets everything fluffed up and clean feeling, and then of course the nail trimming and the ear cleaning. And oftentimes people don't realize if they don't have that grooming style dog, that their dog would feel good. It's good for maintaining the coat, and it's good for your home to kind of get rid of some of that hair and start fresh for the new season.
Yeah,
Stuff.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's smart. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
For just the dog's sake, not necessarily just the looks.
Yeah,
It's for the
they
dog.
feel good when they're done. They kind of prance and, you know.
Well, who
They know it.
doesn't?
They know it.
They just stepped out of the salon
Look
again.
good and I know it.
I know, they do. They do. They're proud.
So Emily, we've known each other for a little while, and one of the things I've heard you say before is let a dog be a dog. Can you talk to viewers about what that means?
Sure. I think that Dog Days provides an atmosphere for dogs to come in and really feel the natural part of being a dog, if you will, associating with their pack, associating with the outdoors and nature, being able to have this opportunity to go to the park and run. The park that we use often is so based in nature in that it's near a marsh, part of a marsh really. So there's forested parts, there's prairie parts, and there's water parts. So the dog really gets to get in touch with its, you know,
Inner dog.
Inner dog, thank you. Like the inner child, like the inner
Yeah.
dog. We're often, you know, we have dogs, they're in the home a lot, they're in bed, they're in the furniture. They love that too, believe me. They love their domesticated, you know, partnership that they share
Give
with
some
us.
examples of that, like exactly what you're talking about. So like what would a dog behaving at Dog Days be different from like at home?
So oftentimes, myself included, you know, you want to pick up your dog or, you know, do a lot of, you know, couch sitting and loving and stuff like that. And then the parent brings them in that way and the parent leaves and the dog like has a different sense of posture and their confidence comes out because they're not with mommy anymore, and they come walking in and you'll see this, like one dog in particular just kind of hangs out and plays all the time in Dog Days and in daycare, and then at home this dog is particularly barky, protective, at the window, kind of anxiety ridden dog. So I think the change of, you know, similar with children, they get to be in their social environment, they get to stand up for themselves and in a way of just sharing their confidence with their peers versus the relationship between parents and children and parents and dogs. They get to kind of let that show go on with their own inner dog and their own inner personality and confidence. So I've seen them, you know, they have opposite personalities at work and at home kind of thing. So.
Sure, yeah.
Just like people, I suppose. You're different at home than at work,
Absolutely.
right? You're
Yeah.
at the window barking at home, and you don't do that at work.
Yeah, I have like little nose marks all over the window and everything else. So.
I've heard that, actually. I've heard that.
So, do you guys do any like benefits for repeat customers, like a VIP package or a VID package or anything like that?
Oh my God, very important dog.
Cute.
Can I take that? That's good.
Yeah, thank
VID,
you.
I love it. Yeah, so if you buy like little packages with us, for instance, for daycare, if you buy, we have little punch cards just like you see, I think I've mentioned them before in the coffee shop, you know, get this many cups of coffee. We do that, we offer discounts on those for people that come, you know, 2 to 3 times a week. If you come 2 to 3 times a week and buy a punch card, we'll add on free days. If you use our services often, it's very often you'll see us just say, oh, you can get this one for free. I mean, because we're a family-run business, we will recognize people's faces. And we have some things that are policy-driven, like the punch card free day. If you come this many times, sometimes we just say, oh, you know, they come a lot here. We really appreciate it, and we'll just throw them a free package. So it certainly is, you know, it's getting rare in the big box world, but we certainly respect that and try to do that.
So
So
you take care of your regulars,
trying to be a big family.
your regular peeps and regular pups.
Yeah, can't beat the care that you get at Dog Days Grooming and Care. Emily Ruzicka, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Don't go away. We got more Wisconsin Family coming up right after this. Stick around.
'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are filming here at the J&K Security Solutions Smart Home, and we're having a good time, aren't we, Justin?
We are having a great time. It's always great to come to J&K.
Yes, in a little while we're going to talk to the folks here about security in the home, but right now we're going to talk a little bit about health. Now, you may have made New Year's resolutions to get to the gym and work out more, but consider including chiropractic care in your routine now that your gym plan is underway. Dr. Patrick Anderson from Maximize Living is joining us now, and we're so glad to see you. Thanks so much.
Great to see you, Justin.
So we're going to get to hopefully a lot of topics in a short amount of time, but for folks at home who aren't familiar with chiropractic care, just give us a brief explanation of what it is.
Well, chiropractic is a science in which we examine the structure of the body and look for imbalances that may be interfering with your nervous system, which runs your whole body. So most people have some type of issue, either from a trauma or a fall or stress or bad postures. So just about everyone can benefit from some level of a checkup and a tune-up on their spine and nervous system.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with chiropractic care, the realization that it really does affect your entire nervous system is really quite profound.
Absolutely, and you know, you mentioned that this isn't something that's just limited to people who have had injuries. I mean, anybody can qualify for this.
In fact, pain is one of just a small percentage of the cases we see.
Right.
Many athletes use it for better performance. People with weakness or poor posture or fatigue, they use chiropractic too to just enhance their well-being.
Yeah.
Just about anything.
It's so interesting because whenever I've gotten adjusted, I always feel more alert going home.
You know, that's really interesting because the studies show if you have moderate neck pain, you can lose anywhere from 20 to 35% of your brain circulation.
Wow.
And severe neck pain is 30 to 45% of your brain circulation for blood.
That's an incredible statistic.
Blood supply.
Yeah.
Now let's talk a little bit. Justin and I both have children. Talk to us about babies and children and chiropractic care. Is it necessary for them to get adjusted?
Well, it really helps to start them out right because that developing nervous system needs good, healthy stimulation from joints that are moving properly. Otherwise, they're stressing the brain and its development. So the first problem often begins at birth for a baby because it's a physical problem, physical challenge going through the birthing process for both the mother and the child.
Sure, right.
So the first subluxation, as we call it, a misalignment of the spine that interferes with nerves, happens often at birth. And yet, and also a child by the time they're age 2 falls some 2,000 times.
Yeah.
Now,
No
admittedly,
kidding.
they bounce better than us adults if we fall, but that's a lot of impacts, and then children should be checked, and they just thrive with chiropractic.
Well, you've said to me before, it's really one of the best things you can do for your child is to have them seen.
Yeah,
by a
balance,
chiropractor.
tune, keep that nervous system growing right, especially in their formative years. Form that spine well, make sure it's not shifting from prior problems and developing patterns. Get it corrected early, and they thrive.
Right, absolutely.
Now, Dr. Pat, you have seen, I'm guessing, a wide variety of patients, wide variety of ages, and a wide variety of different conditions when people walk through your doors. What are some of the more common conditions that you've observed?
Well, we see obviously a lot of people with headaches or neck pain or whiplash. I see a lot of shoulder issues.
Yeah.
Mid-back or digestive issues as we work our way down the spine,
Yeah.
and then low back or leg pain.
Yeah.
People don't realize that we also do extremity adjusting, so it can adjust the feet, the knees, the hips.
Oh, wow.
You don't
Okay.
think about those little things needing.
And we also make orthotics for the feet, which
Yeah.
are custom made for your foot, and you want to wear these all day long. They just feel great to wear.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And when I've gone in for adjustments, they've actually adjusted my jaw a few times.
Yes,
which
that's
is
one
kind
of the and the
So-
jaw is huge in its effect on the whole body.
Yeah.
If you have neck pain long enough, it'll often take draw the jaw into the problem.
Wow.
Or a jaw can be injured from a blow or a bad bite.
Right.
So we often work with dentists to make sure
Almost
this is
every-
working properly and has good teeth for a base for the jaw.
Sure.
Almost every part of the body can be affected. Let's move on really quick. We just have a couple minutes left, but the U.S. is actually ranked very poorly by the World Health Organization. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we're ranked 43rd now in health, and we don't know where health comes from. We tend to wait till we have a crisis and then we do something, rather than build health in the body, build cellular health, organ health, and then whole body health through more of a holistic approach.
Right.
So first and foremost, we need a good nerve system, firing and directing and healing the body, but then we need good real food.
Right.
We need movement, exercise, and we need to watch the toxins that we get exposed to, and we need to think well.
Right.
Yeah.
And that actually leads us to our final question in Maximize Living. You talk about the 5 essentials for health. So run through those really quick for us.
Well,
if you
the
would.
first one is we call Maximize Mind, which is goal setting and stress busting. And then the second one is Maximize Nerve Supply, which is the structure and the adjustments that a chiropractor does. Well, the third one is maximizing nutrition, where we really learn what the human body needs. The American diet is not a healthy diet. It's inflammatory and toxic in many ways. The fourth one is maximize oxygen and muscle. And so people don't realize how important it is to improve your fitness, how it causes everything in your body to run better. And then lastly, minimize toxins, which is kind of a new topic for people.
Right.
But we're exposed to so many chemicals, we want to start looking at those and minimizing those everywhere we can.
Sure.
And what's interesting about what you do, Dr. Pat, is that these essentials are all part of your teaching for the folks that come to your clinic and see you for adjustments
Yeah,
as well. So
that's-
you can learn all of these from Dr. Pat. This is Dr. Patrick Anderson with Maximize Living. We've got more Wisconsin Family coming up for you right after the break, so stick around.
'Cause every day is a new day.
And welcome back to Wisconsin Family, and this is the moment we've been waiting for. We are here at J&K Security Solutions, the model smart home, and we're going to talk about security solutions, which is what J&K does best. So we are joined now by Dan Tennyson and Bill Topel. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Very good.
Good. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for being here.
We've enjoyed it.
Yeah. So give us a little bit of a backdrop to talk about this, our conversation about security. Give us some background on how J&K Security Solutions got started.
Well, in 1985, J&K began as just a lock and key shop out of the owner's home. In '87, they incorporated on Park Street, and they've been here ever since. This is the 4th location, so locally owned, family-operated company for about 30 years.
Wow.
And a growing company, which is really cool.
Yeah, we don't just do keys anymore. We have a key shop,
Right.
I love
residential.
that's where you started, though. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, how security has evolved over the years, and now we're into electronic security, card access, cameras, fire, hollow metal doors, and smart home obviously is a big thing as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And talk a little bit about how, you know, the security has evolved. So you mentioned some things, but talk about kind of the current climate compared to previously.
Well, I think there's still kind of a big need for security. There always has been, and that trend has kind of continued to grow with time. But I think a lot of people want to protect their home, their property, their families. And getting a security system has become more easier now and today than it was in years past.
Yeah, I think that's the point for people to know is it's not as big of an undertaking as it used to be now with all the technology. You know, we've touched on this before, but it is important to know that you don't have to rip up your whole home to get the security you're wanting.
Right. So a lot of folks still just do the traditional lock. They lock the front door, you know, when they leave, and that's their security system. Talk to us about some of the more sophisticated security solutions, specifically like what you guys do.
Yeah, and certainly a lock, a good deadbolt and lock is going to be your first line of defense against anything.
Right. And a deadbolt is preferable.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
It just sounds scary to me.
But now, when you think about a security system, you think about the nuts and bolts are a control panel, a keypad, a siren, or an audible alarm of some kind, door contacts, glass breaks, motion detectors, heat sensors, fire detectors, water sensors.
Wow, okay, so the water sensors and fire detectors are still, those are part of the security system.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. In a residential application, people are certainly tiring in their fires. They want to know, and especially in Wisconsin, a lot of people aren't here for the winter.
Sure.
Right.
So they want to know if anything
Why is
happens to their
that?
property. I don't know, maybe.
Can't think of a reason, Justin. Okay, so let's talk about when the alarm goes off. So there's multiple reasons that the alarm could go off, and then what happens from there.
It sort of depends on how you have the system set up. If you have what's referred to as a local system, it goes into alarm and the siren would sound in the home only.
Oh, right.
You can have a monitored option as well, whether it be through a standard phone line or a cellular unit, and it can go out to a monitoring company who can initiate a series of steps on your behalf to call you to see if everything's okay. Maybe it's a false alarm, or they can call the police department or fire department on your behalf and send help if help is needed.
Right. Especially key, like if you aren't there in the winter or for a period of time, or just maybe you work some odd hours or are gone for a long time at night, you might need that extra protection of somebody being called on your behalf, or at least checking in with you. Right?
Yeah, and I want to make sure viewers know about this. This is really cool. You know, you guys offer the monthly. There's like a monthly fee that's involved with getting home security. I know, like the calling center and so forth.
Sure.
You know, giving people who relay the call to you and so forth. You guys offer that yourself here locally, and it's actually cheaper than most places that you'd go to, like other more nationally recognized security systems. So if people don't have to have new equipment installed or anything like that, they can come to you and say, hey, we just want to change our subscription over to you guys.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely. On top of putting in a security system from the very beginning, we can also come behind someone else's work.
Right.
If you were to purchase a home and want to have us monitor the system on your behalf as well, we can take over that for you.
Wow.
And it's more affordable than a lot of the other places. which is really cool.
It's very reasonable, yes.
And it's local.
It's local too, which is
That's a good
great.
feeling.
People always like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you can call and talk to an actual person, so that's nice.
That's huge.
Let's talk a little bit about what homeowners, technology has changed over time. We've discussed that. So what should homeowners expect then going forward? The concern might be, geez, we get something installed now. Is it still going to work or work in the future? So what do they expect for later?
Well, I think the systems that are going in are still going to function on their own for years to come. I think what's going to happen with a lot of the new technology is there's going to be more in wireless, and there's going to be easier, simpler ways that you can get notifications and messages to find out the status of your home, right on your smartphone or on your iPad. That whole technology and consumer-driven security products is really increasing.
Yeah, and I think to your point about being wireless, since technology has changed over time and being able to add things on has to become easier with wireless systems. So maybe in the past, changing or updating to a more advanced security system might have been more of an undertaking, but with wireless, as things get added, they're probably fairly easy to just update and add.
Yep, very true.
So that's nice to know too.
So, we were talking about how technology is changing. Where do you guys see the future? What direction are we going with home security systems? Is it going to become more of the same, or is there going to be a change? Do we know that yet?
I think the need and the demand is always going to be there. That's
Right.
probably going to increase with time. I think more and more devices will become wireless. They'll be easier for a consumer to implement and easier to get, like I said, the notifications and things to let you know the status of your home. And to your point, adding more devices to an existing system, or maybe monitoring water or different elements that maybe weren't initially in someone's system, it'll just become easier to add.
Yeah.
And technology is just becoming so much more user-friendly, especially in today's environment where people just sort of expect and know how to use this stuff right out of the gate. It's working very well for us in our business, people understanding and knowing more what they want and how to use it. It helps a lot.
Yeah, that helps. I mean, the learning curve isn't as great as it probably used to be, and I think that's another hindrance, aside from worrying about what's going to happen to your home and is it going to be a construction project, which you've eased our minds there,
Right.
But am I going to know how to use it? Am I going to be able to learn it quickly? I think that's important, and that's what's nice about the growing technology is it's actually getting easier and easier to learn, easier and easier to use, and very similar to other technologies we already have in our own lives.
And that's a big concern for us as we go about working with any customer on a project. We want them to have something that's going to protect them and be easy to use, and that they know how to use it and it's going to work every time for them. We really strive to do our best to do everything that the customer is satisfied at the end of the day with the product that we give
That's
them.
awesome. Really quickly, before we go, tell us why we should go to J&K Security Solutions for home security.
Locally owned and operated company.
Yeah.
We've been in the Madison area, like I said, for 30 years. We'll be here for 30 more years.
30 more years at least.
And we look forward to working with everybody. Our customers are an extension of our family, and we really mean that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're easy to get a hold of, and people know us and recognize us throughout the community.
I feel like I'm part of the family here, and we're just coming here to film a show.
Well, you are. Thank
You are
you.
now,
You're
yeah.
like that annoying uncle, Jess.
Yeah, that's true. Thanks, Jess. I always appreciate the self-esteem boost. So, Dan Tennyson and Bill Topol from J&K Security Solutions,
guys.
thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for having us here.
Thank
That's
you.
all the time we have for Wisconsin Family. We'll see you next time.
Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting.